Okay, I'm trying to get this video out here, and I'm struggling, but I just want to get this out really quick. I don't know if this is going to be a short or a video. I just want to talk about Amy Bradley. Amy Bradley's parents, the missing girl from the ship cruise. Amy Bradley's parents, I've watched several things on YouTube. I've seen quite a bit on Amy Bradley and a couple of other ladies that have gone. How many people have gone missing on ship cruises? And Amy Bradley's parents, sorry, I'm trying to do this without looking at my notes, Ron and Eva, were both insurance agents, and they won a ship cruise, sorry, I'm looking at my background, won a ship cruise with Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines, and they got a loan to take their kids. Both of their children, Brad and Amy, were just graduated from college, and they just thought it would be a nice family trip for everybody. They actually took out a loan to take Amy and Brad with them, and to turn it into a nice family trip. And it is reported that Amy didn't want to go, but actually when you hear the family talk, Amy did want to go, and she was very excited to be going. Within 3 days of getting on the trip, this was in 1998, March of 1998, within 3 days of being on the cruise line, Amy would be missing. On March 23rd, her parents, they all got dressed up and went out for a nice dinner downstairs in the ballroom, in the dining room, and then went over to the disco room. Her and her brother went over afterwards. The parents went back to their room, and they went and they were dancing and having drinks and that, and Amy's mom said from the very beginning how much attention Amy was getting. Amy was 23, and she was a Caucasian girl, and she said her daughter was getting quite a bit of attention. And they just thought that maybe, it was just the staff being friendly. So even Amy said how much attention she was getting, and from one of the band members named, his nickname was Yellow. His first name is Alistair, and I can't think of his last name off the top of my head. But his nickname is Yellow, and he was from the band, and he was giving her quite a bit of attention, and so was most of the staff. They said her drinks and food came really quick. People were always coming over to see if she needed more. She ended up dancing with this man from the band, and when they went back to their room afterwards, she did tell her brother Brad that Yellow had tried to touch her breast. Actually, she said that, and she said she didn't want to make a big deal about it, though. And so they didn't think anything of it. The parents went to bed. The parents were already in bed when Amy and Brad got back to their room. It was at 3:40. Brad said he went to bed. Amy went out to the deck and laid on the chair and had her shoes with her, took off her polo shirt, and had her cigarettes with her. The dad said he looked out. She was clocked in as coming into her room at 3:40. The dad said he looked out around 4 o'clock, and he could see her on the patio chair, her shoes, her sweater, and her cigarettes. When he looked out again, between 5 and 6, Amy wasn't there. Her shoes were there, her shirt was there, Amy was gone, and her cigarettes. The dad went out looking for her between 5 and 6, and he said he walked around and he couldn't find her anywhere. Amy was missing by 6 o'clock. There was 2 ladies that did see Amy dancing with Yellow, and then they went up in the elevator, and that was the last time they saw Amy. She went up in the elevator with Yellow, and then they said that within 15 minutes, they saw Yellow back out on the deck. But this time, usually he's always making a big deal and paying a lot of attention to the ladies. This time he was just he strolled past really calmly and quietly, and for the first time didn't pay any attention to anybody, which these 2 ladies found a little bit weird, but didn't think anything of it. The boat was pulling into dock. It was at, I can't think of the name, Caruso, I believe, and this is in the Bahamas, and it was just about to dock. Amy's father and mother were frantic and tried to get the captain, or the executive director, to search the rooms. He said it was 6 o'clock in the morning. He had 2,400 passengers, and he did not want to disturb them. And he refused to even make an announcement, and he said he would do it after everybody got off. And Amy's dad searched for her, and Amy's mom was frantic, Eva, and they felt helpless, and there was no police on the cruise line, and they watched everybody undock. The staff actually cleaned the Bradley's room and the other rooms before the FBI even got a chance to look at the rooms, which kind of makes me think about the staff, and even the staff that night. And then even with Yellow, Amy's brother Brad said that Amy said that how Yellow tried to touch her breast. I find there's something wrong with that, especially being a staff member. And she said she didn't want to make a big deal about it, but see, that is a sign. And then he said he's now on YouTube saying that she got off with him to go get drugs, and that she was going to come back on. And I just don't believe that. I just don't believe that. I think he offered her something upstairs. Somehow he got her to go upstairs. She went out for a cigarette. She was barefoot. She left her shoes. She took her smokes and her lighter. She went out. She bumped into Yellow. He had talked to her earlier that evening. She went upstairs with him quickly for 2 seconds. She was barefoot. She had no shoes. How is she going to get off and walk and go score anything? Like, I just don't believe that's true. I believe if she was going to go do that, she would have taken her shoes. I think he got her to go upstairs for some reason, and then he did something to her. She was very small. And she was 23, and I just think she'd been drinking all night. I just think, and she's barefoot. He's fully dressed. He's a larger man. He's quite a bit older than her. Later on, his daughter, Ari, I believe her name is. I may be saying that wrong. I hope not. I will be doing a bigger video on this. Found a box under his bed of, this was after Amy disappeared. She found a box of all these pictures of Caucasian women in this box from all the ship crews. And she said that her father, Yellow, his behavior changed after Amy went missing. I really think he got her to go upstairs somehow, and he did something to her. He grabbed her, he punched her, he did something to her, he knocked her out. And then he went down to the deck so that he could be seen. I really believe that. And he did it right, they were just pulling into dock. So it was the perfect time. And he works there. So he knows, and I even think there's something with that executive director. And then later on now, his behavior, that even that executive director, I just think there's a huge human trafficking problem out there in the Bahamas. And back in 1998 was even a bigger human trafficking problem that people weren't aware of. And I just think there's another lady too, and I can't think of her name. I'm going to do a better video on this. She had red hair. Again, a Caucasian lady, very pretty, younger lady. I think she was like 27. There's quite a list of women that have went missing. This is a Royal Caribbean ship cruise. She was spotted in several places after this, and it's really sad that she hasn't gotten any help. There was a naval officer that bumped into her in a brothel, and she said she was Amy Bradley, and he wasn't supposed to be in this brothel, so he never said anything. And when he got back into the States and he saw her picture in, I don't know what it was, 2012 or 2012, I think. I could have that wrong, 2021 or something. I'm going to check. He saw her, 2020, sorry. He saw her picture and he realized who she was, and he finally reported it. When they went back to the brothel had been burned down. So I really think that there's a huge human trafficking problem. I think Amy was taken when she was tricked upstairs with Yellow, and then he came down to the deck to be seen. She was taken off, and I think that was it. She was gone she was gone by 6. She was off when they docked. He knew he was going to have that chance. I really believe that. And I just think the staff is probably in on it, and nobody wants to stand up to him, or maybe they all make money off of it. I'm not too sure, but Amy didn't jump. Amy didn't kill herself. Amy was a very happy, yes, she smoked, yes, she was not interested in men, but she was a very happy woman, and she was a very happy girl turning into a woman, and she loved her parents. There is also an IP address. I was just heard about this tonight on Thanksgiving, Christmas, and her mom's birthday. these IP addresses get hits, like 18 or 20 hits, and whoever hits these IP addresses lingers over certain pictures. For up to like 18 minutes, 20 minutes, 45 minutes. There was another run-in where Amy bumped into this lady in a washroom in Bahamas in 2000, I think. I've really got to get better with these dates. And this lady from the States, she said that Amy said her name was Amy Bradley. And she said it really quietly. She whispered it to her. And there was 3 men that had came in and told Amy to hurry up before this lady came out of the stall. And Amy had asked if she could go see the children. So I think she's had kids over there. I'm quite sure birth control isn't that great. And if she was put into the sex trafficking, I don't even know what it's called, crime world, she probably did get pregnant. She probably did. And she's probably scared to come home. She's scared to leave her kids. Her family's probably been threatened. I went through an experience, and I remember there was quite a bit of threats. It's nowhere near Amy Bradley's story, but her family is probably being threatened, and she loves her parents very much, and I just think the cruise line should be sued. I think the cruise line should be sued. I think the staff was involved in it, and even if they weren't, I think them letting everybody off the ship and then cleaning the rooms, I just think that is just total disregard for a missing girl. And the executive director said, I had 2,400 other guests on my cruise ship. Well, it doesn't matter. If you have one missing child, if you have one missing person, really everybody should understand. An announcement should have gone out, and a quick search. I mean, just let everybody off like that is absolutely awful. My heart goes out to the Amy Bradley family, and I really hope they find this woman and bring her home. God bless you, Amy. If you see this, be brave. Get home while you still have your mother. My mother's gone. I wasted a lot of time being away from my mom, and I wish I could go back in time. I hope Amy makes it home. And I would just be really careful. Anybody going on a cruise line ship, I mean, there doesn't seem to be any policing at all. Like, if somebody goes missing, they don't even check. They let everybody off. That is so scary. That is terrifying. Amy did not kill herself. I really don't believe that. And just that how everything went, how he was seen with her 15 minutes before that, and then seen down on the deck 15 minutes after he was seen with her, and then just walking around, and the way the girl said that he acted, I just really believe he did something with her, and he had it all planned. He knew what he was doing. Maybe he asked her to come out and meet him afterwards for a cigarette or to smoke a joint, and that's why she snuck out really quickly. That actually makes sense. I can see him saying that. And he was a Bahamas man, a Caribbean man. I can see him saying, come out quickly and come have a puff, man. I can just see that. And she ran out. She didn't even take her shoes. If she was getting off to go get something, she would have taken her shoes. She didn't take her shoes. She just ran out quickly to have a smoke and meet up with him. He did something with her. I really believe Amy Bradley was taken. I really do. Peace. Please like and subscribe to my videos. I always forget to say that. Peace.